So next we learn about the series and parallel resonance, and we learn something about passive filters. And after passive filters, we have a review of active filters as well. So first we start from the resonance. So resonance is a tendency of a system to oscillate. So it is, in fact, is a very important concept in uh, RLC circuits. And in RLC circuits, we have, in fact, have the complex conjugate pair of poles. Before we have seen the real and distant poles, but we haven't seen the complex conjugate pair of poles. So the RLC circuits, we have the complex conjugate pair of poles, and it is necessary that the circuit have one inductor and one capacitor. So for this kind of circuits, there is a resonance frequency where is the peak of the amplitude at some frequency occurs. So at which value of frequency that peak occurs is called the resonance frequency. So it means by changing the frequency, the amplitude varies and there will be a peak of this amplitude at the resonant frequency. So in fact, the inductor and capacitor are the energy storage elements in the RLC circuits. And in fact, these oscillations are, in fact, is the conversion of energy from one form to another. And in communication circuits, this change of amplitude with respect to frequency is called frequency discrimination. So we have learned that the response of the RLC circuit is in the form of impedance or in the form of admittance when we are R, L, and C components are in parallel. So we have the value of this response is in fact Vs by I, and we have the corresponding value of the impedance in the circuit is R plus J omega L and J omega C. So this impedance has two parts. One is the real part and the other is the imaginary part. So for a resonance condition, this impedance is equal to the resistive component only, and we want this omega L minus 1 by omega C is equal to 0 for the resonance condition to occur. So if omega L minus 1 over omega C is equal to 0, so the resonant frequency omega naught is equal to omega naught L by 1 by omega naught C. And this equation can be transformed into omega naught square 1 by LC and this omega naught is equal to 1 by LC under root radians per second. So if we want to find the frequency in hertz, so we can divide this by 2 pi, so get the value of frequency in hertz. Now, so if the impedance is purely resistive in resonance condition, because the imaginary component of the RLC circuit is zero, so the impedance is purely resistive. And if it is resistive, so the voltage and current are in phase. So the transfer function is in the form of impedance, and that is the minimum impedance value, which is Z of omega. And what about the inductor and capacitor voltages? The inductor voltage and capacitor voltage will be a factor of Q times the input voltage, Vm. So the capacitor value is Q times is Vm, and this Q is in fact is the quality factor. So this quality factor can be determined if we just take the value of the voltage. So this value of voltage VL is I into j omega L, and I is equal to Vm by R into j omega L. So this value is equal to Vm by R into omega naught L. So this omega naught by L, the omega naught L by R is equal to Q. So omega naught L by R is equal to Q quality factor, and the inductor voltage is Q times Vm. And what about the capacitor voltage? That is equal to Vm by R 1 by omega naught C, and that is equal to Q times Vm. And here Q is 1 by omega naught RC, and this is in fact is the Q times Vm. So this is in fact is a quality factor, and you can also learn that this quality factor will help us to determine the bandwidth. So this quality factor is in fact is omega naught L by R, or 1 by omega naught RC, or we can say that the bandwidth of this omega naught is omega naught by Q, is the bandwidth of the circuit. So this quality factor will help us to determine the bandwidth of the circuit, and that is in fact omega naught by Q from this relationship. From this relationship, if we want to calculate the value of, if we move Q here, so the omega naught by Q is R by L. Or if we equate Q 1 by omega naught by RC, so this omega naught by Q is equal to 1 by RC. So for different value of quality factor, you can see that the difference in the P. So if you have, for example, you have the bandwidth affected by the quality factor. So if the quality factor is low, so the bandwidth is high. And similarly, we decrease the quality factor, we increase the quality factor, and the bandwidth will be decreased. So here we have the center frequency, which is the resonant frequency, is in fact is the resonant frequency is the center frequency of the circuit where the peak of the amplitude occurs. So you can see here that omega naught is in fact is also equal to the under root of omega 1 by omega 2, and the bandwidth is omega 2 by omega 1, and omega naught is in fact is the peak value of the amplitude where the circuit is purely resistive and the value of the current is Vm by R, and the bandwidth of the circuit is 0.707 Vm by R. So that is the half power bandwidth point, or because the half power bandwidth point where the voltage is Vm by under root 2, and Vm by under root 2 point is that point where the voltage is 0.707 Vm by R, and from omega 1 to omega 2 we have the half power bandwidth point. Now see that what is the power of the RLC circuit. So we learned that the power dissipated by the RLC circuit is 1 by 2 I square by R. And we know that the maximum value of the current at the resonance frequency, omega naught, is Vm by R. So this Vm R square, this Vm by R, Vm by R can be mentioned as Vm square by R into 1 by 2. Or you can simply substitute the value of I here. So you can have this relationship. So at the value of omega 1 and omega 2, which is the half power bandwidth point, so at this value, the Vm is Vm is Vm by under root 2. So at this point, so the power of the circuit is Vm square by 4R. So the power at the frequencies omega 1 and omega 2 is in fact Vm square by 4R. Now, so we have the quality factor is equal to omega naught by V. So we also know that the quality factor as determined in the diagram here. So by increasing the value of quality factor, smaller will be the bandwidth. And if we want to determine the value of omega 1 and omega 2, so with the help of quality factor, we can calculate the bandwidth. And from bandwidth, we can calculate the omega 1, omega naught minus b by 2, omega 2, omega naught plus b by 2. Right? So for a given circuit, RLC circuit, and with the known applied voltage, we find the value of the resonant frequency, half power frequency, quality factor, bandwidth, and amplitude of the current omega naught, omega 1, and omega 2. So for this, there is a simple math that omega naught is equal to 1 by LC under root, and from omega naught we can find the value of Q by omega naught L by R, right? And from this value of Q, we will find the value of bandwidth. And once we calculate the value of bandwidth, so we find the value of omega 1 and omega 2. So that value is, in fact, is 49 kiloradian to 51 kiloradian. And omega 1 minus omega 2 is the bandwidth, which is 2 kiloradian. And the value of current at omega is equal to omega naught is Vm by R. And the value of current at omega is equal to omega 1 by omega 1 or omega 2 is Vm under root 2 R. So that is in fact a 7.071 ampere. Similarly, the case with the parallel resonance circuit. Parallel resonance circuit is R, L, and C, the resistor, inductor, and capacitor are in parallel. So, in fact, we calculate the admittance as a transfer function instead of impedance. And that is equal to I over V. And that value of admittance is written as the 1 by R plus j omega C plus 1 by j omega L, because it is in fact is 1 over Z1 plus 1 over Z2 plus 1 over Z3. So Y1, Y2 and Y3 sum is equal to admittance. In parallel circuit, we take the admittance because it is easy to make the calculations. So it is in fact is the inverse of what we have calculated in series resonance circuits. So the admittance Y is 1 by R plus j omega C minus 1 by omega L. And omega C minus 1 by omega L is in fact is the imaginary part, which is equal to 0. So omega C minus 1 by omega L is equal to 0. So omega naught is equal to 1 by LC under root. Again, we have the center frequency is at the point where the circuit is purely resistive, and the amplitude is amplitude of the voltage is IMR, and at the half power bandwidth point, it is 0.707 IMR. So the bandwidth is in fact of this is omega 2 minus omega 1, which is equal to 1 by RC, and Q is equal to omega naught by B, and we put the value of B is equal to 1 by RC. So that is omega naught RC, or it is equal to R by omega naught L. The quality factor in previous case was in case of series circuit, it is omega naught L by R, and here it is R by omega naught L. And that is in fact is 1 by omega naught RC, and that is equal to in parallel circuit, that is quality factor is omega naught RC. So rest all the factors we can calculate in the same way as we have calculated in the series set. So we have the we calculate the omega naught Q and V and omega 1, omega 2, and the power distributed across omega naught, omega 1, and omega 2. So the only change here in this example is that we need to find the value of Q by the formula, which is in fact inverse of what we have in series RLC circuit. So the rest problem is same. So now we have give you a look of the filters. In fact, filter wants to filters is in fact are the circuits, RC circuits, RL circuits, or RLC circuits. So these circuits are designed to allow allow the signals with the desired frequencies to pass, reject, and attenuate. So what we can control, the range of frequencies allowed to pass, the range of frequencies which we want to reject, and the gain of the pass signal. So these three things which we control by filtering circuits. So all the RL, RC, and RLC circuits are in fact are the passive filters, but we have the active filters in which we have the op-amps and transistors. So this type of filters are most commonly used. Why we choose? Because inductor cannot be fabricated on the integrated circuits. So we actually in fact avoid the inductors in integrated circuits by the use of active filters with the help of transistors and op-amps. So first, so if you see that there is the type of filters, so low pass filter have a cut-off frequency, and it allows a range of frequencies, have a unity gain, and above this cut-off frequency, it has the stop band. So the pass band is in fact is the range of frequencies which are allowed to pass. And the high pass filter is in fact is inverse, or so this high low pass filter. So it stops the low pass frequencies up till this cutoff frequency and allow the range of frequencies to pass. And a band pass filter is in fact is one which allows the omega 1 and omega 2 in the permissible range and allow the range of frequencies to pass within this bandwidth or frequency range. Band stop filter is in fact is the inverse of this band pass filter, and this is also called the notch filter. So the notch filter is in fact is one which allow the range of frequencies to stop passing signals, and all the signal except this bandwidth will be allowed to pass. So the very first example, we have seen the case of RC circuits in which we take the output from the capacitor and we apply the input to the RC circuits. And we have seen that the frequency response of this is 1 plus j omega RC. And we have seen that the cutoff frequency is 1 by RC. So we have already learned about this. So, but the next thing is that we know that the high pass filter is one when we take the output across the resistor instead of the capacitor. So it in fact allows the range of frequencies to pass, and its response is j omega RC 1 plus j omega RC, and the cutoff frequency is 1 by RC. So you need to memorize this response of the high pass filter, which is j omega RC 1 plus j omega RC, and for the low pass filter, which is 1 over 1 plus j omega RC, right? So we have the RLC filters, which are the band pass filters, and we have recently find the resonant frequency for it. Resonant frequency is in fact is the center frequency of the circuit. We take the output across the resistor, and we have the output divided by input is given by this relationship, and omega naught, the resonant frequency, we know that 1 by LC under root, and we know how to calculate the value of omega 1 and omega 2. So the omega 1 and omega 2 is the half power bandwidth of the circuit. And also we see the band stop filter. Band stop filter is also called the band reject or notch filter. So notch filter is in fact we take the output from the imaginary part of the circuit, the capacitor and inductor, and we apply the input to this circuit. So this is in fact is the imaginary over the total impedance, and that's frequency of oscillation, or that resonance frequency is omega naught by LC under. So this is about band pass, band stop filters, but we have the active filters as well. So active filters is the replacement of passive filters because the passive filters cannot provide a gain greater than unity, or they are bulky because of the presence of inductors, and the frequency range, which is the audible frequency range, is 300 hertz to 3000 hertz. So their performance is poor. Also, for high frequencies, we cannot use the passive filters. Active filters consists of resistor, capacitor, and op-amps. So their advantages are they are smaller and less expensive, and they can provide amplifier gain, and they can separate the source and load impedance by the use of buffer amplifiers. And with the advantage of these, we prefer active filters. So the replacement of this is the RC type filter is the first order low pass filter. Actually, we recognize these filters by the order or the number of taps we have in the circuit. So this is in fact is the first order circuit, and this is the non-inverting. This is in fact is the inverting op-amp with a gain of minus Vf by Vi. So in circuit 1, you have learned how to calculate the gain of this circuit, which is V out by Vi, and that is minus Vf by Vi. And so for Vi here, we have the Ri, and here we have the Vf is equal to Rf parallel to Cf, and Vf we have Rf parallel to Cf. So this is in fact is the simplification of this circuit, and after simplification, we will get minus Rf by Ri and 1 plus J omega Rc. And this 1 plus J omega Rc is in fact is the response of the low pass filter, right? And this Rf by Ri is controlling the gain, which we don't have in the passive low pass filters. So the cutoff frequency is 1 by Rf Cf, and we can have the first order high pass filter. And the first order high pass filter, we have the Ri, Ci in series and Rf in as a feedback resistor. And the gain of this inverting amplifier is minus Vf by Vi. And we calculate the value of Vi and Vf and substitute in this relationship. So we will get the value of this J omega Rc, 1 plus J omega Rc is in fact is the gain of the high pass filter, is the response of the high pass filter. So this cutoff frequency is 1 by Ri Ci. And in order to implement the band pass filter, so we have in fact is we implement a low pass filter which have the frequency omega 2. So we first implement a low pass filter with frequency omega 2. And then we have the high pass filter with frequency omega 1. And then we have the inverter to provide to control the gain K of the filter. So this band pass filter has bandwidth omega 1 to omega 2 depending on the cutoff frequency of the low pass filter and the high pass filter, and the gain controlled by this inverter. And now let's see that what is this? In fact, this is equal to V out by Vi, and this is the response of low pass filter. This is the response of high pass filter, and this is the gain of the inverter. So the inverter gain, when we multiply all this, so we can see that we have the low pass filter response, high pass filter response, and the inverter gain. And that can be mentioned the cutoff, the upper corner frequency of the low pass filter. This is the cutoff frequency of the low pass filter, and this is the cutoff frequency of the high pass filter. And in band stop or notch filter, we have the low pass filter and the high pass filter, and we sum up, we have the summing amplifier, which is in fact is summing and providing the gain of RX by RX. So this is in fact is the introduction of the filter. The problems of this is not included, and this all this about filters and Bode plot is a part of the course, which is optional, and it's not required for examination. So you can study it for your interest, but that will not be included in the course because that is an electrical network analysis course, and this portion is not included. If you have any question, so you can post on YouTube LMS, or you can ask after the class.